Good morning. Today I've got a orthodontist appointment for my teeth. Going to Pilates class with my friend Cyrus. I'm getting my hair cut with my friend Mara. I'm going to try and pop in to this place in Soho called Concrete Collaborative. They make beautiful tiles for our house in Jersey. And then there might also be a hair colour situation if I feel so brave. And then I'm getting dinner, a girl dinner, with 4 of my female founder friends. Shreen, Sophie Pavitt, Charlotte Parler and me. So I'm going to do my makeup for this very busy, long day in the city. It's now 7:36 a.m. Now dinner is at 7 p.m. and I want my makeup to last all day long. And I'm doing Pilates with a full face of makeup, yes, but what are you going to do? I'm doing a little bit of the Brow Freeze by ABH. I am obsessed with this. What I like about it is that I can simply just use like a little bit and get like a decent hold, or I can fully do that sort of slick brow situation that I did on my first initial review of this product a few days ago. You do really have to comb through it if you don't want to see it in your eyebrow. So if anybody watching is from Bologna or anywhere near Bologna and has some good food recommendations, although I feel like I won't need them at the time because I feel like I'll be with my friends Laurie and possibly the team at Cosmoprof, and we'll sort of, that'll figure itself out while we're there, but any recommendations would be awesome. All right, so when my brows are sort of painted on, I'll go in and do the little hair-like strokes in sort of shaft length, and then I sort of fill in between all of those things. This is the Ash version of this pen even. I'm gonna keep my brows a little thinner today and like longer and dramatic. I'm going to go in with the other shade because I like to use 2 shades for dimension. You don't have to do that. That's just me being sort of a perfectionist. Oh wait, I think that shade was actually the darker shade. This is the lighter shade. I like to use this one to sort of, I like to use the lighter shade for a bigger space and the darker shade for more definition. You see, that lighter shade just allows me to fluff them out without really adding more drama. And sort of give them a big sort of fluffy, juicy, beautiful, like elegant brow. Now for skincare, I'm exclusively going to use SPF. This is Then I Met You SPF 50. And there's a reason why I did my eyebrows before skincare. It's because if your eyebrow makeup is being placed over the top of skincare, it can transfer greasily and it just won't wear very long. All right, so I'm doing my SPF. I like this one a lot. It's very glowy, and I really like the finish. It sort of gives that like under makeup pre-radiance. I'm actually going to go for the All Hours foundation from YSL today. This is the shade MN1, Medium Neutral 1. The reason why I've opted for a foundation as opposed to a concealer just where I want it is because of longevity. And so I do this thing sometimes that the TikTok doesn't like. It's called priming the brush. I get the product into the brush on the palm of my hand. This was my summer shade, so it might be a little warmer, but I am quite pale, so I'm happy to warm myself up a little bit by just sort of putting my concealer, my foundation product right in that T-zone, blending it out. It is a little too dark, but I'm actually going to show you how to fix it. It gives you like a really quick, speedy application. Like you saw that I didn't even cut or pillows or anything. And it's basically blended, except for my forehead, which I'm going to go into now. The TikTokers, when I posted this Prime the Brush video, were like, ew, that's disgusting. I'm like, my hands are clean. Literally just wash them. It's okay. Also do you and do what works for you, and like let's not cast shame on others for just a silly thing. There's enough shit going on in the world. Okay, so this is on, and now I'm going to go in with a really bright concealer. So my really bright concealer is going to be the Shiseido Synchro Skin number 201 Light Clair, and I'm going to go anywhere in the sort of center of my face where the foundation sort of almost looks a little too warm. And I'm just going to take the excess of that foundation out into a brush and blend it like so. You see how easy that was? And then I'm going to contour next. Actually, I'm going to highlight next. I lied, I'm going to powder next. This is the CL Perfect and Protect powder in the number 1 shade. I'm going to go for it with powder and be really matte. And then I'm going to do my highlighter after the fact, and my blush and my bronzer. So if I'm ever going to build powders in for longevity, I will do a powdering step now, get sort of matte, and then start putting powder blush, powder bronzer, powder contour, whatever. Okay, so I'm nice and matte. I'm just going to build in a little bit more shine with the highlight from KGH brand. My brain just went to absolute mush. This is the shade Light Copper, and I'm just using it without serum just with what was serum is left in the brush. I'm just popping that on the cheek for a little pop of sheen that's going to last all day long. If you use the serum part, which is this, for any of you that have it, you'll know. For any of you that don't, let me know. I want to know if you know or you don't. It's going to change the wear a little bit, but depending on your skin type and texture and the climate of which you live, might not change it. It might actually be necessary. Sometimes I like to put it over the lip as like a little bit of a like sheeny colour. It's really pretty on the eyelids, but I'm going to put powder over this. Now, this is actually a blush that I'm releasing for KJH brand in June. Hopefully it'll be ready. It is a interesting texture. And I know I said I was going to go on with powders after my powder. This is the closest thing to a powder in a cream formula. And it's for the lips too. And it's amazing. Like really amazing. This is going to be like a raisiny sort of cinnamony chestnut shade. And then on the lips, this is what it looks like. Oh, my nails are from Glamnetics. They are called Unicorn Tears. So going back to like KJH circa 2021 with the blurry lip was sort of all my hand knew how to do when it comes to lip. This product is perfect for that. I'm going to define a little using the Nabla Lip Shaper number 1. And then I'm going to clean up. I'm going to clean up using the number 9 Spectrum brush, because I did go a little outside the lines with my lip application. And now this I'll take out with me throughout the day. This is the Lancome bronzing powder in number 1, Illuminance. I'm just going to start sort of building in where I would typically bronze in the forehead with this KJH number 5 brush. Sort of get that on there to create a little bit of warmth. Top of the nose, top of the cheeks. I like to do the eyelids too with bronzer because it just feels cohesive. Sometimes it's important to just like take products outside of the realm of which you initially apply them to make them look like they're more part of the face as opposed to just a blush. It's nice to take your blush across the nose or a little into the temples or you know, elsewhere that feels connected so that it doesn't sort of feel makeup-y. Anybody else live for their morning cup of coffee? So I'd never carry a loose powder out in my handbag. I would only carry pressed, so I'm going to take this to help me throughout the day. It's the Simi Haze one. And this is the Maracuja Lip Plump in the Indigo Shimmer Gloss. It's definitely my favourite shade of these shimmery lip glosses from Tarte. It's got like a little blue pearl. I want to go simple, but I want to go impactful, so I'm going to go for a Pretty Robot on the eye from Half Magic, which is like this beautiful like iridescent lavender colour. It sort of will just give me something, but I don't want it to be too complicated. These eyeshadows are a slurry, which basically means like it starts as a cream in the formula in the machine that actually makes the product, and then it sort of gets pressed with this tissue along the line to take out all of the wet and the moisture. Another example of a slurry is the Urban Decay, that's a technical name, the Urban Decay Space Cowboy. And it gives you this putty-like texture. And it allows for them to be very like fingertip friendly, but also really impactful and high sort of pigment payoff. All right, I'm doing the shade Jet in my Tower 28 mascara. Make waves, as why not? And if I remember throughout the day, I will do little check-ins to show you how this makeup fares throughout my busyness. My last little step will be the Rudy Berry Freckle Pen. I used a decent amount of complexion and powder today, and so we want to always bring the freckles back in. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions below.